Hello, I'm Glenn Tobey. I'm a Spring Forest Shikang master and a psychotherapist. The topic of this 5-minute theme talk is on the art of coming home, with a specific focus right now on regrets and purpose. So we've all had regrets about things. So I can remember, a number of months ago, my wife and I we went to a family gathering and, friend gathering or dinner and dessert and stuff like that. And it was just great food. And then the pie was homemade pie, so I had a piece of pie. Then I'm sitting there, should I have a second piece of pie? And I thought, no, I don't want to have a second piece of pie. 3 days later, I went, oh, I regret not having that second piece of pie. It was so good. So regret is about like looking back a little bit. So regret also is about like for your own self. I regretted, so like on a 1 to 10 scale, I regretted not having that second piece of pie. Small regret, so to speak. I regret not having taken this job. I regret having this kind of friendship. I regret this kind of behavior. Now on the 1 to 10 scale, that kind of regret is a little more powerful, a little more penetrating. So I regret taking this job. I regret maybe behaving a certain way. All those regrets, how long we hold on to those things. I regret that this, I regret that. We hold on to regrets. It turns into resentment. And the resentment really is the infectious, the weaving, the wounding, so to speak, that hangs with you. I do remember not eating that second piece of pie, but it's not gnawing at me. It's not, anything like that. So the idea about regret is also connected to why would anyone feel regret? Why is that such a powerful thing? And why would it then be a start of something that will lead to something even more powerful, like resentment? And then resentment creates that distance. So the regret can move into this direction outward. What's the other direction of regret? What is it? What's the more the foundational things? So this topic we can go on for 1,000 years, but here's the thinking for me. The idea about regret on the other side, the deeper side, the regret really about, it triggers the intuition. I have an intuition that I should have had that second piece of pie. I ignored it. I had an intuition way back when that I should have had, gone to school, or I could have taken that job. Well, my intuition at the time said I could have acted better, I could have done this at work. So the regret really is tied to your own intuition in one level that you ignore. So here the intuition is kind of giving you an insight about how to behave, what you need to do. I'll just ignore that and then hold on to the regret. So the idea about not eliminating regret, it's almost like one of the purposes of regret is to help lead you back to your intuition, to trust your intuition even further, more and more. So the practice not necessarily of letting go of regrets, all that's a nice, exercise to do. But it leads you into what? More and more in my life, I want to pay attention to the intuition that's going on. So intuition is about your consciousness. It's not about thinking correctly. Do I not want a piece of pie? Do I not want this job? Do I not want? Yeah, that's a piece of it. But the consciousness is here in your heart. So the intuition, the consciousness, to see beyond the everyday, to see what is the purpose of your life. What are the purpose for these activities? So the more you connect yourself with that intuition in your life, what's my purpose in life? What's important to my life? What do I want to do in my life? How do I want to behave in my life? All those things really related to a deepening of your consciousness. Kind of is an art of coming home. The purpose of the coming home, the intuition, I know how to live better. I know how to live my life better. And therefore, if this is about, purpose, this is about connecting with your intuition, if this talk is about really the consciousness development, then this talk is really about opening your heart to yourself, knowing what your heart is telling yourself, what you need, what you want, how you need to live. So find your way through the purpose, through the intuition, trust in your consciousness, coming back deeper to opening your heart. Come home to your heart. Thank you for listening.